Scanning for audio.
Welcome once again to another Tin Dog podcast. Last time I discussed Unit. This time I'm discussing Unit. I know. This one's Unit Era's Hostile Universe. Now the last box set that I talked about was all about Arthurian legend, was a lovely callback to some classic, lovely Doctor Who. This one, however, well, you know when stuff just doesn't ring home and hit home with you, and you think, well, this should work, this should all work, because you like the people in it, you like all the characters, you like all of the actors, you like everything that's there, and these authors have all produced cracking work in the past, but this, as a box set, just didn't strike home for me. And that's weird, because all of the ingredients are there, all of the pieces are correct for this puzzle. We've got 4 stories that all take place at a variety of different times within. I mean, let's face it, if you just look at the box, just to be, let's use the argument, let's be Radio Free Scar for a minute and just take the box apart a tiny bit at a time. You've got Melanie Bush, as seen in the current new Doctor Who series. We've got the elderly Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart. We've got Kate. We've got a picture of Sarah Jane Smith as a news journalist. We've got a Dalek in kind of a grainy photo. We've got 2 other people who are major characters who are there. So, and you also got Ingrid Oliver appearing here. There's a lot going on. You've got Christopher Naylor. You've got some Harry action. So let's deal with this. Let's take it apart one piece at a time. So the first story is Rise of the Valiant by Andrew Smith. Okay, it's 2008 and Earth has been stolen and planets fill the sky. Now, I'd not realised that this story takes place during that story, right? Now that I've read this description, because you know me, I don't like to read the spoilers. I don't like to read what the stories are about. I like to go in completely fresh to the Doctor Who tales and just listen to them. So now I feel stupid. I mean, genuinely feel stupid for just going and doing that. You won't get many reviewers going, my God, this makes me feel stupid now, but it does. With the Doctor otherwise engaged, it falls to Unit's finest, Colonel Mace, Harry Sullivan, and the retired Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart to take the fight back to the Daleks, because deep in the Brazilian rainforest, a secret weapon with a familiar name is awaiting and ready to fly. Sound design, Steve Froxton, music, radio, Samuel Clemens directing. Okay, so now that I know that this story takes place during that story on TV, with a stolen Earth, I now feel stupid, because I was listening to this going, I can't remember any of this happening. And surely, if the Daleks had invaded, I would know about it, and it would have been mentioned in Doctor Who. It's all a bit full on, and the Brigadier's here trying to save the world, and the Valiant's there, because I've just put 2 and 2 together and now get it. But without that extra knowledge of thinking that, hey, this is what's happened, I was as clueless as the characters going in. I feel stupid, because it now makes sense. It now actually all fits. Yes, you've got the slightly younger version of Harry, because he's already done the travels with the 7th Doctor, going back with the 4th Doctor, and all of that business, which explains how he's still working for Unit, although he is statistically more likely to be considerably older. And then you've got the Valiant, which is, the big Captain Scarlet aircraft carrier / thing out of the Avengers. All of that business is going on here, and they're taking on the Daleks. I would have remembered the invasion of the Daleks. Of course you would. You're an absolute numpty. That explains so much. I'm an idiot. Andrew, you did a lovely job. I am a fool. Can we move on? Number 2. The Indigo Child by Ken Bentley. 2017, Unit has been shut down, its heroes are targeted. Again, I was thinking, well, when's this taking place? Who's this Prentice bloke? I wasn't paying attention, but I've got a feeling that it's during the very first season of Geordie, when Unit's kind of being taken out of the picture by the serpent guy. You know what? They're all backgrounds to cracking stories. They are really well executed. But in this story, we've got Osgood. Right, let's read the synopsis. After an attempt on her life, Kate Stewart fights from the shadows, doing what she can to protect the people of Great Britain. Reunited with Petronella Osgood, Kate goes undercover to save a child refugee with psychic powers. It's a race against time, and a new enemy is determined to win. Here's the thing. It's got Osgood in it, right? And when Osgood, the voice didn't feel right. The voice didn't feel the same. Yes, I'm guessing the actress has grown, matured, and let's face it, she's spending she's spending a lot of time being the wife of Richard Osman now, which is kind of cool, right? I've always liked her. I've got a lot of time for Ingrid Oliver. I just haven't seen her in anything for ages. And the voice just sounded different. And I know that's weird because everyone's voice changes. I mean, let's face it, if I rewound and played back the podcasts I was doing 20 years ago, I would sound different. No, you wouldn't. You'd sound like some weird Geordie just talking about nonsense about Octavia. You'll sound exactly the same. But I wouldn't. Okay, so what we've got is we've got me sat there in the car going, it doesn't quite sound like Osgood, but then she talks about Bonnie and the whole business with the Zygon duplicate thing, and that's not even looked at. We don't talk about that. So this is Unit undercover while something awful's happening, and the business with the child refugee is just a really nice bit of story. There will be people kicking off on the internet going, oh, it's all a bit woke, but you know what, given the local elections of late, I'm not even going to talk about that kind of thing, because it'll just make my blood boil, and I'm already on medication for my blood pressure at the best of times. Please, can we move on? The Life and Death of Private Eddie Wise by Hannah Kennedy is story number 3. The dawn of Unit, aliens have invaded, and Eddie Wise is far from ready. Plagued by nightmares and lying to his fiancée, the beleaguered Eddie becomes embroiled in a plot to bring his workplace to its knees. To make matters worse, there's a journalist on his tail because Sarah Jane Smith needs the scoop on Unit, and Private Wise might just be the man she needs. You know what? It's a Sarah Jane Smith story. It's got the Brigadier in it, younger Brigadier, so you've got John Cruikshaw doing different periods of time. Nobody's going to say it's the 80s or the 70s or whatever going on. Let's not do Unit dating here. But it's really, really well done. And it's dealing with the reality of being a Unit grunt. Because on TV, they're just, disposable people for the narrative. But you've got shell shock or PTSD or whatever you want to call it. And it's really, really nicely observed as well. These people are not cannon fodder, but if they see themselves as that and don't just have their biannual review, then things will suffer. It's really nice to see the development of the Brigadier and his relationship with his staff, as well as what's actually going on in his scene bigger. The bigger picture beyond this, who's going to get whatever it is, not really gone into, but that is fine. And then you've got Dead Star by Joshua Puller and Jonathan S. Powell. The Toymaker has been vanquished 2023. The Toymaker has been vanquished and Unit stands tall. But with a cutting-edge telescope brought online, the Unit skyscraper is plunged into lockdown, besieged by an impossible foe. Melanie Bush and her new recruit, Isla Ellis, need all their wits to survive because the stars have woken up and something is very wrong with the Vlinks. Yeah, it's got the Vlinks in it. Now, I have a hate-hate relationship with the Vlinks, and this was by far the best story with the Vlinks of all time, mainly because you can't see him. He looks like a character from Power Rangers, okay? I've never liked the Vlinks. And is that the way other people saw K9? When I was a kid, and all the kids were like, yeah, he's great. And no, the Vlinks is not for me. Perhaps he works better on audio, but he's just not for me. And the fact that he was in the story made me a bit wary. But he's a major character. And of course you've got the current leader of unit in there as well. Everybody's in this and is doing a cracking job. The alien invasion is lovely, the parallels are lovely, the actual science involved is great as well. And I thoroughly enjoyed moments of every single one of these stories. But it still, overall, didn't shine for me. Which is weird and odd because all of the ingredients are lovely. Perhaps it was just the place I was in. It has been a little bit busy and a little bit hectic. Here's the trailer and decide for yourself. As always, until next time, be seeing you.
From Big Finish Productions, The Worlds of Doctor Who, Unit Eras, Hostile Universe.
The Daleks landed in just about every major city around the world.
And Unit was one of their first targets. What would you say are our chances against the Daleks?
Not good. If we could locate and destroy that command saucer, that alone would be a major achievement. Keep firing!
Stop it, Osgood, it's me! Kate, where the hell have you been? We overheard a call about a young girl with what sounds like an unusual gift. What's going on?
We think it's her.
It can't be.
It's her. Or the devil inside her.
Wherever she is, without fail, I want that girl.
You didn't tell me there were going to be guns. So, just to confirm, we've broken into a top-secret government facility and now we're trapped inside with no plan and no backup. I think I prefer the good old days.
Have you seen the stars tonight, Colonel?
The light takes so long to travel here that some stars are gone by the time we see them.
Dead doesn't mean gone.
Call us when the monsters land, and not before.
You wouldn't like to see them coming, Colonel?
How can we help you?
Cold.
The Wise was one of the first to go through our training program.
How much you know about Unit?
Unit, trust me. I'm not betraying that by writing some expose.
Do not resist.
What of?
Do not resist or you will be destroyed.
Nothing we've not trained for? Unit need us.
Do you think they would really care if we died?
I want Unit to see that we're people. We have to try and make Unit better somehow.
This is the plan. You're either in or you're not.
This is Unit. The sky's the limit.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Unit has always been the last line of defense against a hostile universe.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. All topics discussed are the intellectual property of the copyright owners. No infringement is intended. Why not follow the show on Blue Sky at tindogpodcast.bsky.social. If you've enjoyed this podcast on YouTube, please click like and subscribe. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.